In today's edition of Celebrity News, we will be profiling the black supermodel, the diva known as Grace Jones. Life story and bio. Her bad terminant relationship with Dolph Lundgren. Badly volatile, Grace Jones used to beat him badly. Even though Dolph Lundgren knew martial arts, he never defended himself against Grace Jones. Eventually, she burned his clothes, set his clothes on fire and pulled out a handgun and millimeter gun like in the James Bond movie. Lundgren claimed that Grace Jones had been badly jealous and badly envious of Dolph Lundgren's movie contracts and Hollywood exposure. But the fact is, it had been Grace Jones that gave Dolph Lundgren his big break in Hollywood. His movie debut had been in the James Bond movie starring Grace Jones entitled A View to a Kill. Dolph Lundgren paid a bodyguard in the movie. You're watching the 4th edition of Celebrity News, and I'm your host, Cardiac Champagne. And if you're new to my network, welcome to the Cardiac Champagne YouTube channel. So it had been Grace Jones that introduced him to the director and the producer of the film. After that, he starred in Rocky IV. But Grace Jones had a bad, dark, hedonistic nature and wanted Dolph Lundgren to engage in group sex orgies with other women. Now for the next bad scandal story on Celebrity News.
Naomi Campbell.
The black supermodel, the diva known as Naomi Campbell, and her bad relationship with Stallone, Italian stallion. No, Stallone had a bad relationship history. Before Naomi Campbell, he had dated the world's first supermodel, Janet Dickinson. Though there had been a bad scandal, she had claimed that the black actor Bill Cosby had drugged her and raped her at the height of her modelling career. A white woman doesn't have to have a bad experience with a black man in order to be prejudicial.
Disgraced comedian Bill Cosby is confined to his home pending sentence sexual assault charges. Women who testified against him is still furious with Janice Dickinson.
Drugged and raped by Bill Cosby. I'm mad. I'm really mad. Not be silent.
Though Janet Dickinson had a bad sexual history and had been badly promiscuous, it's as a direct result of being sexually abused and molested by her own father. Janet Dickinson had been a hardcore drug user, cocaine-filled champagne parties, used cocaine to block out the bad incidents of abuse that had taken place at the hands of her own father. He had been engaged to Sylvester Stallone before he had met the black model Naomi Campbell. She had claimed that Stallone had impregnated her, but it had been badly bogus.
Called me a liar,
known as Naomi Campbell, had been badly detrimental to Naomi Campbell's moral character. Stallone paper. He was badly jealous, overprotective of Naomi Campbell, and had claimed that she had cheated on him, done the dirty, and had been jealous. He had a bad, suspicious mind. He walked out on her because he had been convinced that she was having an affair with another high-profile Hollywood actor. But lip sealed, it shall be revealed in today's episode of Celebrity News. After she had broken up and had been dumped by Stallone, she went out with one Benetton, badly disgraced Formula One boss. No, he had been the mafia boss of the racing circuit and had been Michael Schumacher's manager. No, that's him with Naomi Campbell. She had been his mistress at the time. The woman who he had badly betrayed for Naomi Campbell had been the model known as Heidi Klum, who had been heavily pregnant at the time with her daughter on screen. And the black model Naomi Campbell had a bad illicit affair with the F1 boss. So it had turned out bad for Heidi Klum, that's the daughter on screen, because the F1 boss left her for the black model Naomi Campbell. He had been badly infatuated with Naomi Campbell, had asked for a hand in marriage. Naomi said yes. Been decades before Naomi Campbell got engaged to the Russian billionaire. He had done a lot of bad, crooked and illegal deals in Formula One. He stupid and complied with the F1's boss demands. Cars lit up in flames, instant combustion due to bad safety. Got the title of the mafia boss of F1 because he'd done a lot of bad illegal black market deal which had resulted in prison time for certain individuals. So he had paid drivers to stage crashes, endangering the lives of other Formula One drivers. So he had hurt Heidi Klum badly because of Naomi Campbell, but she turned to Seal and they got married and had 3 children. That's the son.
Next, There's Henry Gunther Ademola-2 Samuel, born in...
He's the eldest of Seal's and Heidi Klum's children. That's the second eldest. Oh, in fact, he's the youngest. Heidi Klum had been married before she met Seal. Seal had been a third husband, and that's their daughter. The relationship had ended badly with Seal. She decided to cheat on him with the man both her and Seal had paid to do securing their family home. Heidi Klum had a bad, disrespectful demeanour towards the affair, went on a United States talk show and openly admitted to the fact that she had cheated on Seal. Didn't deny the affair, but it's a direct result of Naomi Campbell stealing the F1 boss. So the relationship had ended badly. The F1 boss had been best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Tycoon used one of his luxurious yachts to host an engagement bash for the black model she had relationships with, ex-male partners being present. It's as if the F-boss had badly set up Naomi Campbell. No, look bad. So sexual history had been on display back at the F1 boss's property. Naomi Campbell got into a bad rage and burnt a rug. She had burnt the mafia boss's clothes. The relationship had ended badly. It happened after Campbell had split up with Stella. No, Grace Jones needs redemption. Only the act of redemption in the blood of our Lord Jesus Christ cleanses it. So the blood of Jesus blocks out bad iniquity. In the movie entitled A View to a Kill, Grace Jones is to badly aggravate Roger Moore by playing loud, deep, heavy bass music on the movie set, which is bad. As a black person, she couldn't be that badly ignorant not to know that that's badly stereotypical and upholds the bad stereotype that black people have. Roger Moore got so angry that he stormed into Grace Jones's dressing room and pulled out the stereo sound system from the wall and threw a chair across the room. Grace Jones's character, Mayday, dies in the movie. Landmine, a deadly detonator, explodes. They used a black mannequin, a black dummy. That's it on screen. It acted as a movie double for Grace Jones's death sequence. Grace Jones has spotted him working in a nightclub as a bouncer. She hired him to be a bodyguard, and they became romantically involved. Nogram had been living in Sydney studying a chemical engineering degree when he had met Grace Jones. She demanded that he be her bodyguard, so he dropped out of his degree for Grace Jones. So she had introduced him to luxury, but there had been a bad dark side to this champagne-filled lifestyle of cocaine parties. Grace Jones had been a mother at the time when she had bad conduct. There had been bad speculation of who the father of her son had been. Bad rumours to speculate that it was a gay French designer named Jean-Paul Gaultier, which had not been the case. Father of her son had been this man on screen. He had been the director, artistic creator of Grace Jones' direct visual imagery of the 80s. Bad misunderstandings stemmed from the name of the father of Grace Jones's child. His name had been Jean-Paul Gaud, similar to gay designer's name Paul Gaultier. Father of Grace Jones's child embedded a lot of stereotypes. We even held the view that Grace Jones had been savage. Bad concept of black being savage. His partner, he should not have used that word. Savage. But it's on the grounds of race, as Grace Jones is black. Even though he had been in a relationship with Grace Jones, he admitted to the fact that no, he had found her intimidating. Referred to her as being savage, which is bad racist wording. No, her white male partner, the fact that Grace Jones had been black, he used her race to have a symbolic definition in the music videos in which he had directed, most of which the black butters had been exposed. Slave trade, with the white slave owner with the black slave's body before the slave auction. But that's what I had meant when I said the stereotypes had been evident in his work. His partner has been black. He used those depictions and stereotypes to emphasize his art and music videos. No, he had been Grace Jones's artistic director, lover and father of her child. That's their son, born in 1979. When he knew that Grace Jones had been pregnant, he had told her that he did not want the baby and had not wanted to be a father. Even though the gay, badly bent designer Jean-Paul Gaultier had not been the father of Grace Jones's child, he still had a fashion show dedicated to Grace Jones. All the models looked like men on the runway and imitated Grace Jones by walking like a man. Bad raw stereotypes that had been evident in Grace Jones's music videos. No, that concept had came directly from her white male partner.
Grace Jones and Jean-Paul Gaud.
So Grace Jones has starred in a bad spaghetti western. The movie had badly flopped at the box office. That's Grace Jones. You will not recognise her with that long wig on. It definitely enhances her facial features. Even the actor known as Dennis Hopper looks better looking in the movie. Grace Jones, no, you would think it's a different actress. The movie is set in Mexico. It's about drug dealers that double cross their own mafia boss. It's a gun-slitting, bad spaghetti western. Grace Jones is one of the drug dealers' women. Drug dealers steal a lot of money from their own mafia boss and bury it in the Mexican desert, but it ends bad for the drug dealers. So Naomi Campbell badly flopped at her singing career. Her latest musical feat is a collaboration with no other than Miley Cyrus by blatantly ignoring them when signing autographs.
Celebrated the vinyl release of their single, Every Girl You've Ever Loved. Naomi live streamed the event on Instagram, and in the moment,
No, the bad actor blatantly ignoring the public.
2 icons for free? Some fan advice. If you want to be engaged, be engaging. Look at me. Put me in the middle of Naomi and Miley. Sickening.
I'm just indulging on some ice cream while I watch the Grace Jones segment. Badly outrageous. I remember my elder sister had her albums, and the both of them was in their birthday suit, and to the naked eye you couldn't tell which one was Grace Jones or which one was the male counterpart. She had viewed herself as an androgynous being embodying man and woman. It's the direct view that black women are supposed to look like men, known as being savage. Her white male partner had used that bad, derogatory, racist word because Grace Jones walking like a man. That had been the famous words of one of her singles. She liked to imitate a man, but she was feminine. Grace Jones liked to push the boundaries. She liked to dress like a man, and it's a definition of an androgynous human, not too feminine and at the same time masculine. But that had been evident in this music video. The androgynous side of the man with the square top. I never thought she had been gay, but Dolph Lundgren said for being a hardcore drug user. She was badly wild and badly outrageous. Said she never liked the taste of cocaine. Dolph Lundgren said she used to bring women drug-filled parties. Grace loved ecstasy and crystal meth. Said it was up to 4 to 5 women a time. Known in the gay underground, the nightclub scene, the gay nightclub scene. No, Grace Jones is a grandmother. That's her granddaughter on screen. Baby's white looking and can pass as white. I'm the drag queen. Him and Grace Jones used to party hard. Oh, Grace Jones had not been afraid of nudity and exposed her black buttocks kid in a barrel with a boy older than herself. No, she had been severely beaten for the incident. She got older. Both her and her brother used to sneak out and go to gay nightclubs. That's Grace Jones's mother. And that's her gay brother. He was bent. He had worked as Grace Jones's road manager on tour. He was also an established black male model. Grace Jones's mother sung backing vocals on her albums. That's Grace Jones's father. He had a bad suicide attempt, a failed one, and that is what had encouraged him to become a preacher. No, Grace Jones's brother had been openly gay sodomite man, which is bad rebellion in the eyes of God. Grace Jones's gay brother is dead. I'm surprised he didn't die of AIDS, but he died of cancer. If you redeem yourself, the blood of our Lord Jesus Christ cleanses all bad sin and bad iniquity. Gay sodomite behaviour is a bad rebellion against God. So gay men defile their own body. Men or women that are gay and sodomites cannot enter the kingdom of God. So Grace Jones and her brother's bad gay hedonistic lifestyle is a bad rebellion against God. No, Grace Jones was supposed to have starred in the Blade Runner movie starring Harrison Ford, but the director recast it and gave Grace Jones's place to an unknown actress. In the Blade Runner movie, Grace Jones was supposed to have played android-like human replicant, was supposed to work. The director gave Grace Jones's part in Blade Runner to a white actress. Gay men take her as a gay icon. Oh, Grace Jones loved to shock and offend people with bad, explicit images. Grace Jones had been married twice. That's her first husband. He had been a record producer and produced one of her albums. Grace Jones did not marry the father of her child, but this man had been a second husband. He was a toy boy lover, a Turkish boy, her new bodyguard, and married her at the tender age of 21. Grace Jones had been almost 50 at the time. Marriage lasted for 8 years. Had 2 wedding ceremonies, married in Brazil and again in the States. No, Grace Jones has a book, a life biography, a book, which you can buy directly from Amazon and Temu. Before she had became famous, she used to share a flat with the white model known as Jerry Hall. Both of them used to model for Yves Saint Laurent. Jerry Hall is a white woman from the South. No, she's a Southerner. White people from the South do not like black. Shared their flat in Paris with another established movie star, no other than Jessica Lange. Though she's an actress that badly likes to degrade herself on screen. Grace Jones has 2 brothers. This one's a preacher. He's not gay, he's straight, and he's a strong preacher in the evangelical movement. That's her son. He has a career in music and had accompanied his mother, Grace Jones, on stage. As a black person, you have a right to be offended by Grace Jones's material. Her white partner is directly behind this bad, racist, gollywog portrayal. That's not him. No, the visual imagery had been badly racist. It uses the blackface partner had been directly behind it. The videos had been that bad that this is the bad, racist, offensive imagery that Grace Jones, her white partner had been directly behind. No, Grace Jones had dyed her hair blonde, but it had went badly wrong, and the dye ruined and peeled off her hair. So she decided to shave off the sides and look like a man, imitating a man instead. Arnold Schwarzenegger had invited her to his wedding. They starred together in Conan the Destroyer. Her and the gay designer known as Andy Warhol turned up late and had a bad impact on the wedding day. Barged directly in, the doors flung open, and there had been Grace Jones with Andy Warhol. He was that close to the gay bent designer known as Andy Warhol that he even had appeared in a music video. I treated myself to some kettle chip with the Galaxy chocolate bar in Dole. I watched the last segment of Celebrity News. Now, do you think it was the blonde heartthrob, actor known as Brad Pitt, or the dark-haired actor that women adored, the dark-haired Johnny Depp? Who do you think that?
And this is
Naomi Campbell had this supposed affair with that had vexed and offended Stallone so much that he turned his back on her and walked out of the hotel lobby and left Naomi Campbell to pay the bill. And this is all alleged. I wanted to see it through the eyes of Stallone, the Rambo male actor. Brad Pitt was the red herring. It's not Brad Pitt. It was no other than the Pirates of the Caribbean actor Johnny Depp. She was sitting too close, like engaged in an intimate seating with Johnny Depp, and Stallone. To him, he knew she was having an affair, so he ended it. But Brad Pitt did date the black deep, known as Sunita, the black singer-songstress. There was a black singer established in the UK. Sunita. And before Brad Pitt's career had exploded, blown up in Hollywood, and before he dominated the movie industry, he had an engagement with Sunita. He was on the front page of every British tabloid. Sunita was just a 2-bit pop star, but at the time she was of a higher stature and magnitude than what he was, because he was an unknown white male actor. Sunita had not been the first black diva or black woman that Brad Pitt had dated. No, he had dated Robin Gibbons. No, she had been married to the boxer named Mike Tyson at the time. He had badly beaten Robin Gibbons, wanted to knock him out. Brad Pitt dated the black actress on screen, the Mission Impossible star Trinity Newton. He had met Brad Pitt on the movie set of the horror film entitled An Interview with a Vampire years before she starred in Mission Impossible. But Brad Pitt had his taste of black women. Another black diva and black actress he had dated had been Helen Berry. Though the relationship had not lasted, he had dated her after he had dated Sunita. This is another black diva had been romantically linked to Brad Pitt. It's as recent 2022. Now, when it comes to the subject of interracial, a black and white sexual engagement, there are bad stereotypes which are evident, like when white women date black men. It's not possible for a white woman not to have the bad racial myth or the sexual degrading mind. Has white women view black men as sex objects. The body is more muscular, the genital area is larger, like well endowed. So it is not possible then for a white woman to be engaged with a black man in a sexual context, but then bad stereotypes not to be evident in the way how the white woman thinks, were the same vice versa. Like black women always viewed in a bad, negative.
When it comes to the sex trade, no, it's white women that dominate that industry.
So when you get black women, like the black diva known as Naomi Campbell or Grace Jones, badly degrading himself in public, like,
oh, Naomi Campbell has a bad sexual history with different men. Only does he look bad, but it upholds the stereotype of a black woman and a string of white men, this being one of them. Eventually, she married one of the white men and has 2 sons for him. They don't think anything positive about black women.
So it's to do with
white movie actresses
like Sharon Stone or Kim Basinger. If they damage their own moral character,
white women
are in a high regard, not like black women. So when you get models like Grace Jones having bad sexual conduct, or like Naomi Campbell sleeping around with numerous men, it's acceptable for like Claudia Schiffer to have numerous men, or like Eva Evangelista, but they're white women, regard, high moral status,
not like black women.
So even if it's not, I'm going to be honest, Naomi Campbell and Grace Jones damaged their own character.
It's not the same.
Spreads bad, malicious rumours. What Stallone done now, not being remembered, but like Naomi Campbell damaged her own character through her own actions and behaviour. They taste superb. 4 in a bag for £1 from Poundland. Kettle chips.
Angry at Naomi Campbell for turning up late to a birthday bash. Hear Naomi Campbell's exact words depict the incident with Madonna.
That she played a black
a prostitute director
has in a bad negative light.
Same in the movie entitled as Cool as Ice.
When Vanilla Ice
made a movie, he asked Naomi Campbell to feature in it.
He starred in Madonna's textbook as well.
Badly degrading.
A movie called Cool as Ice.
The director thought bad and had a bad negative view of Naomi Campbell because of her role in the film. Naomi Campbell was in
the music video. She starred in the film.
This scene is taken directly from the movie.
Sexual degrading roles such as a hooker, a black prostitute, because it directly reinforces the bad stereotype
black
of
women. They had made a movie, a rockumentary about Grace Jones's life, directed by the established actor Ralph Fiennes' sister. That's her on screen.
I knew that I had this beautiful documentary material that would be surprising.
The rockumentary had been released in 2017 and had met Grace's mom, mother and brothers, and had been introduced to Grace Jones's family. There's photograph evidence to support it. No, even to this day, Dolph Lundgren said that Grace Jones had been his first love. So Dolph Lundgren had been married but had been badly unfaithful to his wife, but loyal to Grace Jones.
Yeah, I'd been with Grace for about 2-3 years.
It was as big as it gets.
Grace was huge. She was in a Bond movie. She was in a Conan movie. It's how I met Arnold. And, I was with her in New York, and I started studying acting with her acting coach. And then I went out for a boxing movie. It turned out to be Rocky IV, and I got the role. Suddenly, this kind of nerdy chemical engineering student who she was dating being on his way to movie stardom, but I didn't know that.
The movie premiere of Rocky IV, Grace Jones had turned up in a stretched black limo. The photographers went wild and mad over Grace Jones and pushed Donna Lundgren out the way. It wasn't until after the movie premiere that's the time the media and the photographers took an interest in Dolph, demanding to know who he was, as Dolph Lundgren had a major role in Rocky IV. Grace Jones was badly jealous and envious because all the media attention and the spotlight had been diverted from to her onto a white male in the audience and the crowd.
And coming out of the limo was Grace in one of her great big hats and looking fabulous, and people were trying to get me out of the way to take pictures of her, like it was this guy getting them out of the way. Boxing gloves came up, Russian, Soviet and American collided. When I came out, people were taking pictures of me, and they were more interested in me than Grace. She was a big star, but she was kind of all news. It's always the news star that people. It was a crazy time in my life. It was wonderful, but crazy. Well, she was a temperamental girlfriend, and
No, Grace Jones loved late night partying, which had been a major problem for Dolph Lundgren.
I get up and train with Stallone every morning at 7 o'clock, twice a day for 6 months. And I started looking a bit tired, and he was like, "You can stay at my place." He moved his sister out of the guest house, and I was staying up at his house. And then Grace got upset. One day the maid calls me and says, "Oh, sir, you have to come back." I'm like, "Why?" "Oh, ma'am, it's burning all your clothes." I had all these, fashion clothes from New York. And Johnny Versace made me like a special leather jacket, which came to America, and it was all burnt. It was fireplace.
She showed up looking for you carrying a gun.
Yeah, there were a few things like that. She, what happened was once the producers of a film she was in, they called me and said, "Can you please help us get Grace to the set, because everybody's standing by and she's 5 hours late or 8 hours late. But she's armed, she's got a gun, and she doesn't want to come out." So I had to go up and take the gun out, take the clip out. And she went back to work.
You helped her through some low points.
She was going through a tough time, a little bit of drug abuse and stuff like that, and I helped her a little bit there, and she was fun, There's this honking and screaming outside, and I was like, what the hell? And intercom, and there's Grace. "Dolph, darling, I'm here." It's like, well, I'm a little busy now. Or actually, it was more drinking for me that got me later.
No, thank you for watching the 4th edition of Celebrity News. Subscribe, click the like button and the notification bell, and stay tuned for the next edition.